You grew up in Manhattan, live in LA. Is it weird to come back? Has Manhattan changed a lot since you were a kid?
It changed a lot because I grew up in the projects on 16th Street and 9th Avenue, and back in the day it was the hood, and now it's called the Meatpacking District.
Yeah.
My street cred is completely gone.
Yeah.
I used to be like, yo, I'm from Chelsea, and they're like, the Meatpacking District? And it's funny because, you know, my mom, my dad used to always say, y'all better buy some property. And, you know, we don't listen to parents, they're parents.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're like, my mom was like, you should buy this property. And everything was so dilapidated and messed up. You know, she'd be like, you see that crack house over there? That's gonna be New York's hottest hotel. And it is.
Yeah.
Called the Soho House.
Yeah, there you go.
You know that railway station up there with all the dead bodies and the weeds that grow? That's gonna be something called the High Line. You know that bodega? Yeah, with all the stale food? Whole Foods. I should have listened.
You should have
I'd be
listened.
a billionaire right now.
So this show is based in your real life. It's about raising two kids
Yes.
With your ex-wife. So this is based on not only you, but them.
Yes.
How do they feel about being portrayed on a television show?
Oh, well, I mean, you know, they're scared to death because they signed their life rights to me, basically.
right, yeah, yeah.
They're teenagers. I just tell them don't do nothing stupid and it won't get in.
Yeah, I see.
Because I will put your business in the street. You're going to see, like, because they're teenagers. It's going to be like on this very special Marlon. Sean smokes weed. Amai gets pregnant again. It's gonna be all bad.
How do they feel about the actors who are playing them?
Oh, you know, my daughter likes the girl because she's smart like me, and my daughter's really smart. Like she's gotten all A's her whole life. She got 1B and she cried. I got 1B into my life and I cried tears of joy. I was like, I gotta pee! And my son, he's like, my boy is like, I don't like the boy, Dad. He don't remind me of me. I'm like, Sean, you're too cool. You get me canceled. You can't just be this. That's not gonna work on NBC. The kid is funny.
Yeah, so you had to get you got to get somebody who was a little more energetic than your
Yeah,
son.
some light. My son got too much cool on me. And then their mom's always wanting to like give notes on her character. She's like, I don't know if I would do that. I was like, look, this ain't your show.
Yeah.
This show is called Marlon. When we do Angela, you can give that character notes.
Now you embarrass your kids on the show. Is that something? Are you a father who embarrasses your kids in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the beginning?
I just do it to be fun. Yeah, from the beginning. That's when you're supposed to start that. I love my kids, but you know, I just think that it's fun to embarrass them. Okay, like when they graduate, like from school, it's a big accomplishment, and I get really happy. And so my daughter goes to get she graduated from like 5th grade, and all the parents, you know, they get quiet. And I got up on the chair and I said, I know you ain't dumb. I knew it. I knew you were smart. You gonna be somebody. You gonna be somebody. And then when they were younger, this is just messed up. When they were younger, we had these readings at their school. You know, parents come and they read. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll come in and I read. I'm animated, right? So I decided, you know, one year I'm gonna read. We're going on a bear hunt, and so I turned all the lights down in the room, and they're in like pre-kindergarten at the time. And I'm like, we're going on a bear hunt. And you know, you went through the woods, we go through the mud, and then we get in the cave. We see some eyes, and I had Angela, their mom, put on this bear mask. And I said, and we see a bear. And she went, wah! You have never seen children run this fast in your life. My son went, ah! 2 little kids peed themselves. I was like, okay, well, we shouldn't do that anymore. No more realistic readings.
Well, congratulations on the show. Congratulations, you got a movie on Netflix, Naked, that's available now to watch, right?
Yes, it's on Naked right now on Netflix. You ain't got to get the bootleg, people. It's, although people will bootleg anything. You know, they got this thing called the Fire Stick. I'm on to all y'all.
All right.
And the NBC, my show comes out Wednesday night on channel at NBC.
This NBC,
That's
right here. Yeah. Wherever you are.
You family.
Right here.
Give
it up for Marlon Wayans, everybody. 9 o'clock on NBC.